We have a brand new shocking report that has linked NBA superstar Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. Plus, we have the asking price for the Phoenix Suns now, and the Houston Rockets have more than necessary means to meet that requirement and acquire Kevin Durant. Welcome into Rockets Digest. I am Jace Andrews, and I know what you're thinking. Clicked on a brand new YouTube channel. What could I be expecting? Well, it's about to become the biggest community for Rockets fans on YouTube. And if you want to be a part of the first 100 subscribers a part here on the community, well, then go down there, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it here with talks about Kevin Durant really escalating right now as we enter the back half of the season. There was talks that he was going to be traded at the trade deadline. That did not happen. The Rockets were in on that a little bit, and now they are in hugely on Kevin Durant this summer. And again, there's still plenty of basketball to play. I'm not saying to throw up the season, but it's nice to look at the Rockets are not about to stop this year. They want to go in big time, and the reports are proving so. Let's go into this first one here, as it is the Arizona Republic saying, quote, sources inform the Republic the most ideal return on a Durant trade is regaining 3 first-round picks and a young player as part of a multi-team deal tied to getting under the 2nd April. So, a couple of wording things that I want you to look at there. First wording, regaining 3 first-round picks. So obviously right there, 3 first-round picks. They had given away a couple of those in a couple of trades in the past couple of years, and it actually was a couple of those going to the Rockets, funny enough. The second thing, a young player. Who has a plethora of young players? Oh, that's right, the Rockets do. And so I look into the next report. This is ESPN's Tim McMahon saying the Suns initiated talks with the Houston Rockets when they were looking for potential trade partners for the 15-time All-Star. Okay, so report number 1 is that they want 3 first-round picks and a very young player. Second report is that they initiated talks with the Rockets. That tells me a couple things. One, it says that they believe, the Phoenix Suns, know that the Rockets have the assets they are looking for in a return for Kevin Durant. And 2, they like the assets that the Rockets have the most. If they initiated talks, they want somebody on the Rockets. Now, we don't know who. We don't know if they put in a specific asking price. But the report there, they want the trade to be with the Rockets. That's what they would like. So, what would the trade look like? Well, let's start with this. The fact of the matter is that the Rockets have done a great job with general manager Rafael acquiring a bunch of first-round picks, some of those being Phoenix's. And of course, we'll go through it here. They have Phoenix's 2027 first-round pick. They also have swap rights to Phoenix Suns first-rounders in 2025 and 2029. Obviously, the No Suns, they're not doing well. They are going into probably a rebuild era. There's chances that they trade Devin Booker as well. And I know that the Suns have said they're probably not likely to trade him. But Kevin Durant trade is on the table, and it's looking like it's going to be the Rockets. I believe that this is going to be a very big offseason in a lot of different assets. But the question you're asking probably is this worth it? Well, let's look at Kevin Durant's stats, and you tell me if this is worth it. 26.7 points per game, averaging over 5 rebounds, almost over 6 actually. He is great in so many different aspects. And the thing that I think people probably look at this trade from the outside perspective and, a little bit concerned, almost 37-year-old guy. He's had some injury history, but not much. It's a win-now player. That's what it is, and that's what head coach Ime Udoka has talked about. He wants to win now. You have those assets that you have been building and building. Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, you have Alperen Şengün. These guys are young. You have Fred VanVleet, a veteran on this team, and he's not even that as old as Kevin Durant. The time is now, and I think right here, right now, the Rockets will make this move. It's just a matter of how are they going to do it. So that's what leads us into trade details here of what a proposed trade looks like. The Houston Rockets would receive Kevin Durant, and in return, we would send the Phoenix Suns Jabari Smith Jr., a 2025 first-round pick, which belonged to OKC/Phoenix, and also a 2029 first-round pick that belong to Dallas and Phoenix, and a 2030 first-round pick that is actually Houston's. So looking at this trade, I know, you acquire these picks, they become yours, all that stuff. If you want to look at this in somewhat of a outside perspective, you're giving up one of your actual picks for Kevin Durant and Jabari Smith Jr. Jabari Smith, let's talk about him. I love what he's done. I think he is a great asset for this Houston Rockets team. However, 22 years old almost, averaging about 11 points, 6.6. He's really been a bench player for most of the year when the Rockets are healthy. And his asking price for a contract is going to be more than what the Rockets are wanting to pay him, / more than what he is worth. Has he put up good numbers? 100%. Is he deserving of a good contract? Absolutely. Are the Rockets the team to give him that? No, they're not. They have young players. They have draft picks. They have assets to go out and trade for players that they can have that are going to be a little more expensive, but will do the job better. I don't think, and what I'm hearing is around $30 million for Jabari Smith. I don't think Jabari Smith Jr. is worth $30 million. Flat out. He is not worth that. So, use him in a trade package. We've talked about it this entire show. The assets that have been building, the way that this Rockets team has been growing and gaining these picks and gaining these players, it's time to attack in full force. And there's a lot of basketball left to play this year, and I think they'll have a really good playoff run in them. But in a lot of ways, I'm also looking for long-term success with the Rockets, and I think that this trade does just that. It makes Houston a big landing spot once again. It makes them a spot that players want to go. And I think players do, but getting Kevin Durant, getting people in this organization, in the building, it sends you to a whole nother stratosphere. Fred VanVleet, Dillon Brooks, loved them. Those were the biggest free agent signings in the past 4 or 5 years. You get a trade asset here of Kevin Durant. You sign him to an extension. That's a key point there. And this team not only becomes, I think, a top team in the West. Actually, no, forget that. I believe the top team in the West for the next 3 years. They also become a trade destination. The one worry is Kevin Durant's contract. $54 million will be his contract next year. There's some trade talks. He could get asking prices, the money. There's stuff that could happen with that. I'm not worried about the aspect of the money. The thing that I worry is he's going into his 37-year-old season, and it's 1 year left on the contract that he signed with the Nets, by the way, not even the Suns. So for this trade to be 100% worth it, sign him to the extension. Get the trade, get 2 years. That way you have him through his age 39 season. You have 3 years with him. You have the money. You've been building to this point. Most of your team is young. And if you trade Jabari Smith Jr., that's one less player to pay. It all makes sense. This is a trade the Rockets can and should make. But unfortunately, I am not the general manager of the Rockets. I'm just on here giving out the reports. I do appreciate you taking your time. And hey, if you made it to the end of the video, well, I appreciate you, first of all. Go down in the comment section and let me know, would you make that trade? Jabari Smith Jr. in 3 first-round picks for Kevin Durant, because I want to know who made it to the end of the video. If you made it to the end and you comment down there, yes or no on the trade, guess what? You're getting a like on every single comment. So I appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time here on Rockets Digest. Peace out.